What's up, y'all? It's your brother in the footwork, DJ Cornerstone, and you're watching Give Us the Works on the FootWork channel, where I interview various dancers, DJs, and producers. So listen up and pay attention while our guest today gives us the works.
Oh, okay. I remember that.
Because people would always call me about dancers because of who I am. Mm-hmm. And so any time that I could extend an opportunity to anyone in my circle, I'm going to do that. Even if I'm not being paid for it. A lot of times I don't get paid for that.
Yeah.
But I don't sit on opportunities. I was taught by one of my former lawyers that you don't leave money at the table. Even if it's not your money. If it's money that you can give to somebody else and you have access to it, what does it cost you? Right. If it's a matter of just, hey, contact this person, they got something for you. All right, cool, peace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good way of thinking. That's like being selfless. You know, a selfish person would try to only think about what they can get for themselves. If they can't get nothing for themselves, then they're not going to help nobody else. But,
well, that's probably because a lot of people don't believe in karma. You know, I believe in this sort of long-term lifetime karma. That whatever it is that I do with my time on this earth is going to carry on into the next lifetime. That's how I think about my time on earth.
Yeah. Yep. And you do good for others, good things can happen to you.
And most people don't believe that. And hey, everybody has a right to believe what they want to believe. But I do believe that, you know, the universe is based on karma. And even if we think that, like, we can't feel that we are receiving what we're supposed to receive, like, right now, mm-hmm. I do believe that in the future you will receive that. And again, that's a karmic way of thinking.
Yeah.
That in this lifetime, if I continue to do right by my family and my friends and my community and my immediate surroundings, that will carry on. And I see it in my son. Like, he'll do things and I don't even need to say it. You know, he'll do things for others. He helps his friends because he's doing like t-shirt printing right now. And so he has creative friends that sometimes need shirts done, or, you know, he's like, bro, just, you know, let's just worry about paying for the ink. Like, don't worry about, you know. So I see that. And so to me, that is a part of this, karmic belief that you will influence those in your immediate surroundings.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's important. It's not about, I'm gonna change the world, and no. I'm okay if I just do that for my immediate surrounding.
Yeah. Well, you know what's really amazing is that though you just focused on your immediate surroundings, it had a global impact. Oh man.
Thank you for pointing that out.
It
sometimes I think about that and maybe it's just because I don't know, like I just don't ever think that it's a good thing to be full of yourself. Mm-hmm. Because I think you can get blinded by that. I don't know. And so I only talk about those things when it's relevant. right? So we're having this conversation. It's relevant to who you are. It's relevant to who I am. So we're talking about this. But I don't sit around and have a lot of these conversations, even with my family. Like, they know what I do, what I've done. You know, they've been to some events. But honestly, I don't think anybody in my family understands the magnitude, except for maybe my brother Julio, who for the most part has always been there. And actually, we could credit him so much. So big up my brother Julio for me even wanting to be a teacher. He's actually a teacher. He's been a teacher. He has a master's degree in Latin American history. And he's very much been involved. He was the activist in our family. He was the one out there marching for immigrant rights, marching for, you know, injustices against Black people. He was doing this 20, 30 years ago. So he's always been like right there next with the Black and brown community, trying to, you know, find some unified grounds between Black and brown communities. So he is my biggest influence. I would not know the autobiography of Malcolm X if it wasn't for my brother.
Yeah. Oh man.
And that was a life-changing book for myself as well.
Nice, man. Oh. You like whenever you say something, I had like two more things that
I know this conversation can go in so many directions, right? It can go in so many different directions. But I'm a proud Chicagoan, and I will always represent for Chicago, as much as I complain about the violence and the poverty and the this and the that. Who would I be if I wasn't from Chicago? Right? It's so much a part of my life.
And you know, sis, in a big way, like you're helping to combat the violence. And I'm gonna point this out. You probably thought about it, and I know you're activist, but in helping.
Well, I think that is a part of the activism, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that's absolutely. So I'm okay with not having to be at the forefront of all these movements. Honestly, like of course I marched for Black Lives Matter. Of course I did. But I'm not the one that's like every day on like, do this, pro-Latina, like, I know that the work that I do day in, day out as a movement practitioner and educator, that in itself is active.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Yes, it is.
Because that is the word, right? Mm-hmm. Activism, you're active, you're activating. So any space that I go into, I am active with the space, with the participants. We are activating. It's not just me. It's a we. There's no me and we.
Yeah. Come on, see, this getting fired up right now. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's hard for me to keep in mind.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. So yes, we're active. We're activating spaces. We're activating minds. We're activating hearts. We're activating spirits, and we're doing it together. I can't do this alone. What am I in an empty space? Nothing. I'm nothing. So it's a we.
Definitely. Yep. All of us working together. I'm gonna go in the direction back to Lady Soul Diary now. Because I could have went somewhere, but I'm gonna go Lady Soul Diary. I gotta get this in.
Oh wait, before we go into the diary. Okay, so quick timeline. Because I also feel that the younger generations may not know like that quick timeline of the FootWork Kings history and how did creation go from creation to being a part of FootWork Kings to becoming what they are now, which is Creation Global. right? So that was all because of the evolution of having dominant creation participants in FootWork Kings. And so the FootWork Kings as a project, as a professional ensemble, had its time from about 2007 to, gonna say, successfully 2013, 2014. I think we officially disbanded, I'm gonna say 2015, like maybe a year after Kendall's passing, something like that. So it had its time, and everyone went in their own directions, and obviously a lot of the young folks who were a part of that project, not just creation, but of course Prince J-Ron from Havoc, TJ and Steps, from the West Side. And, my only hopes is that everybody benefited. That was my only hope. Like, I hope that by being a part of this, you became a better practitioner and a better person. That's it. And if for any reasons you may feel otherwise, I don't know what to tell you, because I did my best.
And I think it's evident that it was beneficial. I believe.
I mean, I think it's evident.
Yeah.
And of course, with any, project that lived for quite a few years, yes, of course, there's always going to be disagreements. There's always going to be, people's feelings on the table. But I think if we can talk about it and we can reach some sort of understanding, we will be better for that.
Right on. Man, yeah.
So I always say, my door is open, you just gotta knock.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Thank you. So we have a few minutes left. I want to get into Lady Soul Dance Diary. Oh man. Can you, because there's one thing in particular I want to touch on, but can you briefly discuss the Lady Soul Dance Diary before I point this one thing out?
Absolutely. So the start of the Instagram Lady Soul's Dance Diary was a result of my sisters Jaquanda and Jacinda pushing me onto the hip hop theater stage, the Chicago hip hop theater stage, which is curated and sponsored by Links. It was honestly me journaling my stories and then sharing my stories about my dance life. That's what it's called, Lady Soul's Dance Diary. Yeah. So it was in development for 2 years, from 2018 to 2020, and then the pandemic happened, and so the show itself has been on hold, is still on hold, and it really was an opportunity for self-reflection. It was an opportunity to dig a little deeper about the many things that I have experienced in my lifetime, but in particular, 1996, when I had a mental health breakdown, and how my family struggled with that, how I struggled with that, and how I was able to do a lot of self-healing, family healing.
And that's good, because other people who possibly go through something of that nature, they can see that they can overcome it. That because absolutely, I mean, I know I'm outside looking in, but to me, you look like you overcame it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I would definitely say I am a victor, as Josie Harris taught me, not a victim.
Yeah.
I am the victor of my own story. And it's like I said, it was just in the beginning stages, and my hopes are that eventually I will get back to the work and find funding for the work, because it does, it takes funding because it takes time, and we all have to live. So I can't just spend a whole ton of time on something and not be able to make a living. So we'll see. To be continued.
Everybody listening and watching, please send your resources to our sister here. So
hey!
She's doing great things, and she can do even greater.
Thank you so much, because it does take resources. It does take support, Nobody knows that I spent over $10,000 of my own money just to put it on that stage at Kennedy King College in 2020. Yeah, so it takes time and resources.
Yeah, we're going to speak that, though. The resources are coming.
Yes, the resources are coming. I truly believe that. I am a believer that if you are consistent and you're putting some energy and time into whatever it is that you're doing, that it's only a matter of time.
Yes. Yes, indeed. One of the things I like that you said, and I want to put this out because I think it's going to help us as a nation. At least I'm going to say it was something along the lines of, you pointed out how a good chunk of America was Mexico. And I believe that it's a good time to really put that out in front of people, because there are some people who complain, and I'm gonna say some, and I don't want to pick them on nobody, but they be like, oh, they're trying to take over our country. And we got an example right now. What's going on right now is similar to what happened in, like, you got a lot of people upset about Russia invading Ukraine. And to me, I don't know if I'm crazy, but it sounds a lot similar to what happened when America took a good portion of land from Mexico back in 1800 sometime, or some war. So I liked how you said that. I was like, man, when she said that, like, man, it's like, what do you mean taking our country? It wasn't yours to begin with. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. I'm making sure I'm posting that. Any words on that to say?
Well, here's the thing. Again, this also goes back to not being educated, right? Not being aware about the history of how America came to be what it is today. Honestly, like, most people don't know that all these big states, Texas, California, Arizona, were once Mexico. Like, they just don't know that.
Yep.
Right? And it's just a lack of education, right? And then if we go into the education system, like, are they really gonna highlight, like, Black history the way they need to? Are they really gonna highlight Mexican history the way they need to? Or even Chinese history, for that matter? I don't know nothing about Chinese history,
right,
but I know there was a lot of Chinese people that helped build the railroads and put in, a lot of physical labor the same way Black people and Mexicans have. But we don't know that because it's not highlighted, so there's so much erasure of people's culture and people's history. And if we don't have somebody in our family, such for me, my brother, to just push us in that direction, that we're just gonna know what we know, and I don't ever like to point fingers at people's ignorance, or be mad about it.
Yeah.
How am I gonna be mad if they don't know, bitch? Like, how am I gonna be mad about that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I'm
so I just try to stay peaceful, because if I don't stay peaceful, then I'm going to be bothering myself. And it's like, why am I going to be bothering myself over the amount of ignorance in this world? No, I'm not going to be bothered by it. I'm going to somehow try to change that. So if we can't be the change that we want to see, then we have to ask ourselves, what are we complaining about? Boop.
Hello.
What are we complaining about if you're not willing to be the change that you want to see?
Yeah.
Because it is true. It starts with you. Because if not, we're just gonna live a life of complaints. Why this is wrong? Why this is up? Why? Okay, well then do the small things that you can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that will create ripples. Like you said, we started this as a local project, and boom, it became a global project.
Yeah, it's helping more people than we probably could realize.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, would Lightbulb and his organization be what it be if they had not been inspired by the FootWork Kings project?
Right.
And I'm saying that because he told me that himself. I'm not just saying that tooting my own horn.
Man.
Like he's doing magnificent work. Him and his whole squad. So you never know what your contribution will inspire. Right? Yeah. And it's a great thing. It's a great thing, and I'm very proud of it. Yeah.
And I'm so glad y'all are doing this. And proud of y'all.
So I don't know when you will air this or put this out there, but I'm back into teaching mode. I have not been teaching a group of people since 2017, so that's been a while. 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, okay. So over 4 years since I've accepted the responsibility of teaching a residency. So I am officially a resident artist for Kumba Links.
Okay. Celebrate that.
Yes, I have not had a residency with Kumba Links since 2017 when I was at Little Village High School. And so now I'm in Pilsen. I have a space where I'm a resident artist, and I'm going to be doing residency work with and for Kumba Links and any young people between the ages of 16 and 22 that are interested in the performing arts and who also will receive, I like to call it an honorarium. The city of Chicago would like to call it a part-time job. I call it an honorarium. And it's year round. So during the summer, they'll get paid for 20 hours a week, $15 an hour. I mean, who gets paid to learn about the performing arts? I wish that was available when I was coming up.
It's like the other way around.
What? Right. I'm like, what? Y'all giving out $300 a week? That's a whole fit and pair of sneakers. Like what? I can get my hair done, my nails.
Trying to tell you what it says, new pair of Adidas.
New pair of something or food. That's some good grocery money. That's some good grocery and gas money. So yeah, I'm doing that this summer into the fall, into the winter. I think it's going to be for a whole year. I haven't gotten all the details, but I am interviewing every Sunday through mid-June.
Okay. Ooh,
So.
that's awesome. That truly is awesome. Wow. If you can shout some quick contact information.
Yes, very simple. Just at Lady Soul's Dance Diary, send me a DM if you're interested. We can start right there.
Cool, right on.
And the information is there. Like there's a flyer, the address, everything's there. I've decided I'm gonna do about 4 rounds of interviews because I want to speak to as many young people as possible. And then I want to select those 15 to 20. No, I think I've already secured. Yeah, because I have returning people. So at least 15. Like I'm at least 15 new faces, new bodies that I am looking to train.
Oh man, awesome, man. Y'all.
Serious
people.
Serious people.
Yes.
Serious people. There's nothing worse than time wasted. Yeah, I'm not about that wasting nobody's time. You know, if you want to see a result, you got to do the work.
Absolutely.
There's these shortcuts. There is no shortcuts. We can fool ourselves into thinking that there are shortcuts.
Oh, you got to put in the work.
It's about the marathon, like Nipsey Hussle said.
Yep. Yo.
Right?
I'm a fan of his character. I can't say I listen to all his music, but
mine either. But his character,
yeah,
and I'm so glad you say that. I value character over talent.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that knows me knows that. I'm gonna put character before talent. Why? Because there's a plethora of talent. Talent is everywhere. There's no lack of talent. There's a lack of character building.
Yep. That's it. I can talk to you all day. I want to close up with one footwork fast question. What are your 3 favorite Janet Jackson songs?
Oh yes. Okay, so definitely What Have You Done For Me Lately, because that was like the first one that I moved. I learned the snake off of What Have You Done For Me Lately. Okay, classic Janet.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's still relevant. What have you done for me lately?
I tell you. Oh man.
So that's number 1. That's The Way Love Goes. Ooh, yes. Josie Harris was in that video.
Oh, really?
Yes. Jennifer Lopez was in that video. Everybody was in that video. That's The Way Love Goes. And honestly, I'm gonna say Rhythm Nation.
I knew it had to be one of them.
that album. Yeah. I wrote an essay about that album. That's how I got to NYU. My essay for getting into New York University was about that piece of work, Rhythm Nation.
That's wrong. I gotta start college all over again. Oh, the essay on one of your favorite albums. Man, okay. Dang, that's awesome. Man, sis, thank you so much.
Yes, I didn't get to ask you any questions. Can I ask you one before we go? Because honestly, like I was not familiar with you. So if in a few sentences you can give me a quick bio, I would really appreciate that.
Oh, okay. Right on. Hey, thank you for asking. Hardly nobody asked.
Yes.
So my name is Thomas Williams.
Okay. Hey, Thomas Williams. How are you?
But I go by DJ Cornerstone. Born and raised for the most part in Joliet, Illinois. Dancer. I'm considered a 2nd generation footworker. Although no one hardly knows me, I've been in and out. I work on Christian footwork tracks. If it's not Christian, it's positive. Only put out 1 little EP so far. I have a beautiful wife named Natasha Williams, 3 wonderful children, Isaiah, Naomi, and Caleb. And my passion is, my top 2 passions is dance and music production. My number 2 is DJing. I got the name DJ Cornerstone to keep it short, not because I really want to pursue DJing, it's because my inspirations like DJ Chip, DJ Sluggo, DJ Milk, DJ Dion, Wax, DJ D-Man, my main music, one of my main music that I like, the people that were producing it, they was all DJ something for the most part. So that's why the name. Besides dance, music production, DJing, I did some mentoring as well. I kind of stepped away a little bit. Life got kind of busy, but I plan
Yes, family first. God first.
God first, the family. Yep.
Yes, they're right next to each other.
Because God wants the family to be together, you know.
Yes.
God help keep that family together. But so that's real quick. I'm not working in my passion, but eventually it'll be there.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I'm grateful for you. Hopefully one day I could be having to sit down with you. I hope you're gonna come to some of the Footwork Appreciation Month events. Hope I see you out there.
I think I'm feeling a little more social now. Obviously, the last 2 years have just been very, very, very different times. And so I'm feeling like more at ease with stepping out and being in big groups. Yes,
come on. It's going to be amazing for people to see you now. It's going to be amazing. Yeah,
I definitely am trying to step out.
Yeah. Hey. I just like from the bottom of my heart, just say thank you. Please step out.
Thank you for asking. Thank you for having me here today. It's always a pleasure to talk about culture. So thank you.
Yep, absolutely. I enjoyed it. And I say God bless you, your family, and may God bless your son's endeavors, your endeavors, higher heights for all of y'all. Grace and protection over all y'all, and enjoy
Thank you
this.
so much for that. Likewise.
No problem.
All right, take care.
You too.
Lady Soul out.
Yeah. Oh man, that was awesome.
FootWork out.
That's it for today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all learned something. Please make sure that you look at our guests' website and social media and check them out, and that way you can support. We all need to support each other, right? Stay tuned because we are going to have a new guest next week here on Give Us the Works every Wednesday on the FootWork Out channel. But until then, y'all take care of yourself, and God bless you.